Ohio State fans, you're going to get a treat this season if indeed you follow the Buckeyes to every place they play. As you see, they start out the season in Ohio Stadium, built in 1922. It's been the home of the Buckeyes ever since and the scene of many great games. But then past that, they will jump immediately into the big time, return to At&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, right outside Dallas, to take on TCU. It promises to be a hell of a trip. I mean, as you know, Ohio State is undefeated in that building, 2-0, winning a national championship there in 2014, and, of course, beating Southern California in the Cotton Bowl just this past season. And then as they move on, they'll visit a place that's been both sweet and sour for them. In fact, you want to call it that, Beaver Stadium at Penn State, where the last time they were there, they suffered a heartbreaking loss. The Buckeyes will be looking to gain revenge and what promises to probably be another whiteout situation in Beaver Stadium. It's one of the loudest places in college football. Matter of fact, there's even rumors they even pipe the sound in. But the Buckeyes will have quite the challenge when they meet, probably for a big showdown in the Big Ten East this year in Beaver Stadium. And then past that, they'll go to a place they don't go to very often, but it's been a place of high drama. I remember in 1984 when I first started covering Ohio State football, they got beat by Jim Everett and the Purdue Boilermakers in Ade Stadium. Bottom line is it's always been kind of a tricky place for the Buckeyes to play, but it's also been, if you remember the 2002 season, it was the scene of maybe the seminal play in that national championship year, the Holy Buckeye pass from Craig Krenzel to Michael Jenkins to win that game. Wow, it's always an interesting game when they go to Ross Ade. And, of course, Spartan Stadium at Michigan State, it goes back almost as long as Ohio Stadium, but the bottom line is it's always a hard-fought game when they play Michigan State there. And we all remember Levi Jackson going up the sideline there, I think it was in 1974, to beat the #1 Buckeyes and upset their bid for a national championship in those four Archie Griffin years. It's always a tough place to play, especially with Mark D'Antonio running that team. They will travel then to Maryland Stadium, formerly known as Byrd Stadium. The name has been changed because of some political wrangling over there, but I always remind people that Maryland was the first place Bear Bryant was a head coach. He was only there for 1 year. He played in an old Byrd Stadium, which was basically down the road from where this one is. But this one has been changed over, kind of revamped. It's up to Big Ten speed now. But Ohio State has not really had any troubles there its first two trips. And if things go well, like they did last year, the Buckeyes will spend the first weekend in November in Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. They've gone 2-1 there in Big Ten championship games. Bottom line is it's a great place, a great venue. Downtown Indianapolis is one of the hopping places in the Midwest, but it's a great venue for the Buckeyes to play in a Big Ten championship game. And if things really go well from there, they'll go to one of the semifinal sites for the college football playoff, and then finally, possibly, ending up in Levi Stadium where the San Francisco 49ers play, the site of the college football playoff national championship game this year. And it's been the site of the Pac-12 championship game the last couple of years. They don't really draw crowds there, but you got to figure Ohio State, if it ends up there, as we well know, the last time Ohio State played out in that area, they played at Cal Berkeley, and 3/4 of the stadium was Ohio State fans. So I figure Ohio State would be able to pack the place at Levi Stadium. They're south of San Francisco. Do not equate Santa Clara with San Francisco. But, yeah, there's your tour of the sites where Ohio State will play this year, and it's always interesting to follow the Buckeyes.